I ain't even thinking.
Yo, welcome back to the channel On the Go Chicago, where we talk all things Chicago. It's your boy Mike, and I'm here with my boy Big O. How you doing today, Big O?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. Feeling real good today. Off day. No NBA today. It's the only disappointing thing, but it's a good day, man. It's warmed up here in the city, so it's a
Man,
good day.
what's your thoughts on both game sevens last night?
Oh
Before we
man.
get into this Bulls, let's just
Oh
jump
man.
on.
Okay. I picked the Celtics originally, so to see them, do it in that fashion, Grant Williams getting a bunch of open threes. I didn't think it was gonna happen like that. I didn't think they was gonna hold Giannis to like 20, 22, 23 points, something like that. I was expecting a 40, 45 point game coming, down to the wire. The Mavs and the Suns, man, that game, woo, now that was like totally unexpected, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Luka went off. So I had Phoenix winning that series in 5, and for it to even go 7 and lose. Yeah, that's tough. That caught me off guard.
Yeah, I had the Bucks to win Game 7. I thought the Bucks gonna win in Game 6 at home. I thought
Yeah.
Giannis gonna come out and have a tremendous game to not go to Game 7 back at Boston. But man, Jason Tatum, even though he kind of arrived way back a few years ago, but I think, man, this playoff series he been phenomenal. I'm pushing him towards that top 5. I don't know if I'm crazy or not, but I'm pushing him up there. But and as far as the Mavericks Suns, that threw me off a lot because I thought Phoenix was the most complete team in the NBA. I thought they had there's a best chance for Chris Paul to win the championship ring. I thought they had everything, and to see them come out and play like that, man, Luka,
Torched them,
yeah.
bro. Man, I don't know. Yeah.
With this loss, I know a lot of shit been going on Chris Paul. So what do you look at Chris Paul after this loss? Do you view him the same or do you view him differently?
I actually don't view Chris Paul differently. I got up this morning. I watched Get Up's ESPN First Take. I know the Suns and Chris Paul been taking a lot of heat from Pat Bev. He went crazy this morning, but I don't really view Chris Paul differently. I just see him as a guy that's aging. He's 37 years old. I mean, what do you expect from what do you expect him to do? I put a little bit more pressure on Booker and Ayton. Those are the guys that should have been dominating that series. So
I'm shocked. Ayton only had what 5 points, and can no bigs on the Dallas Mavericks can mess with Aiden, to be honest. And it's crazy how they didn't feed him in the post. They let him eat. Like I would have let Aiden eat.
Most definitely, he need to eat. They need to feed him, and he need to be greedy and go get more. Like when your baby in the kitchen going through the refrigerator, like he need to be on that backboard. I need these. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the Game 7 at home. Like, what else do you need? What other motivation do you need? You know what I'm saying? So, Phoenix Suns fans, I feel for y'all this morning because y'all looked at like our Bulls last night.
For real. My last question to you before we get into these Bulls is: do you think Chris Paul will get another? Like, to me, this is his best chance. Like, there was a most complete team. I don't know what they're gonna do with this roster next season, but do you think he have another crack at getting to the finals with this Suns team?
With this team, I say no. The West gonna be loaded again. That we know the Lakers gonna try to reload. We know the Clippers bringing back Kawhi, Paul George, Covington, and Powell to put with everything else they got. That team gonna be deep. You see what Luka just did to him, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna be trying to upgrade.
Denver gonna be back.
Yeah, Denver gonna be back. So I just think that as constructed, no. But the summer, we got to wait and see. I expect the splash. I expect something to happen with Aiden, or some of these other pieces to kind of, cash in and get another run at it.
Well, enough of that playoff talk. We probably get into that tomorrow. Let's talk about these Bulls, the 2021-2022 Chicago Bulls season review. This is the bench. First up, we got Alex Caruso GOAT.
Yes,
I gave him
sir.
an A+ with 100% chance of returning. You gave him a B+ with a 95% chance. To me, Alex Caruso checked all boxes. He was the heart and soul of the defense. When he went out, you really saw a huge impact that he really made. Like, and to be honest, to tell you the truth, I didn't really think he's gonna be that much of a difference maker when we signed him. Like, I knew he was a hustle guy. I knew he was a good player with the Lakers, but I looked at that move like, okay, another bench player who may contribute, but man, he did that and so much more. So
I totally agree. I'm right with you there. Even though my grade a little bit lower than yours, but you're absolutely right. When we first signed Alex Caruso, it was like simultaneously right after we signed and traded Daniel Theis. So I was kind of confused on, like Caruso, and I like Caruso. I followed him over the years in LA, and I know he's a dog, he's a hustle, he's a defensive guy. But looking at what Theis did for us, and the presence we needed on the inside with Vooch, I was just a little bit confused. Theis was one of them guys I'm like, you got to bring back. And then they turn around and give him the same money. So I'm like, where's this team going? Like, it's so many guards. And then start of the season, preseason start, and you just see how it all just mesh. You like, oh, okay. Everything was just clicking. And then you see his value up front versus watching it every other week or so when he played in LA. So I gave him a B+. Only reason I didn't give him a higher grade because I think he needs to work on that shot a little bit more.
For sure.
And I know, we can't control all the injury. I want to see him get a look, stay a little bit more healthy. I know a lot of the Bulls players, got a little nick on the grade from me because of that. But I want to work on that shot, get himself ready, be back healthy. But I have zero concern about Caruso. I think he's one of the few players on this team that's going to be ready and turn it up for us next year.
And that signing came after I think we was in discussion of signing Derrick Rose, and then he went back to New York, and that's when we had announced the Alex Caruso.
Yeah, you right. Actually, I've read that somewhere. I can't tell you exactly where I read it, but I actually read that somewhere that the Bulls was actually trying to offer that money to Derrick Rose, and he went back to New York and told them about the Bulls offer, and they upped it. So they gave Caruso about 37. They was offering it to D Rose, and then Tibbs them gave him 43. They gave him about $6 more million. So should have came home though, D Rose. Should have took that $6 million less. It came home.
Let me get messy though. Who would you prefer, Derrick Rose or Alex Caruso?
Ooh, now that's a tough one. That's tough right there. with this core, I give the nod to Caruso, and I love D Rose. I'm a big time D Rose with this particular core. But seeing in the playoffs, seeing that they needed the extra scoring punch, Levine hurt, Vooch stepping it up, but still not quite, everything clicking. D Rose looked like he probably would have made more sense for us in the playoffs than the regular season, where Caruso was much more effective defensively guarding bigger guys.
Yeah. I would go the same route, Caruso, just for his defense, but I feel like Derrick Rose would have been amazing in the playoffs, on the offensive end, and just that veteran leadership. So I lean toward Caruso because you seen how the team acted once he was out for that long period of time. But next up on the list, we got the rookie Ayo Dosunmu. I gave him an A with 100% chance of returning. You gave him a B with a 95%. I'm starting to think I'm just generous, bro. I'm giving out these A's and you. Well, go ahead and explain why you gave Ayo a B.
I gave Ayo a B. I think for a rookie, what else? I mean, second round pick. Wasn't wasn't playing a lot of minutes in the beginning, you know, kind of got kicked into the rotation after all the injuries and everything. I think that for his role, for what he had to do and step in and do, I mean, a B was a pretty good grade for me. Only thing would have took it to an A if it would have just been, you know, if he'd have played like to an Anthony Edwards, like, you know, one of the top 5 rookies type of. But I think he played like a top 10, top 15 rookie. You know, I think he was in that group, that bottom tier of rookies for the circumstances. But I love Ayo, man. He do give me Drew Holiday vibes. I can see him as turning to a great two-way player. And we see what Drew Holiday doing today, these days. So I got a lot of respect, a lot of love for Ayo. I hope he, you know, with us for a long time. I can see him turning into a much better offensive play. He got a little shot. You just got to work on, get him some go-to moves, get stronger, and just get a little bit more experience. I think, you know, he'll grow over time with that.
Yeah, I got I think he got Drew Holiday vibes as well. When I watched Drew Holiday play and I'm like, yeah, man, his the defense is there. Of course, he can improve a little bit more in areas, but once that offense kick in, I mean, it's gonna be different. Yeah, and I gave him an A because to me, I thought he was gonna be thrown in the G League. We probably see him here and there with like an injury, but I did not expect him to come out and perform like the way he did. Like he outperformed Kobe White, and Kobe White been in this league for 4 years. So and that's why I gave him an A, because like he probably was our best bench option off the bench, and he was a rookie and just was thrown in there and locked up. Trey Young.
That's a big time accomplishment. Yes.
Yeah. So a lot of point guards he locked up. So man, he was phenomenal, man. And I hope, like you said, I hope he's here for a long, long time. So because man, I love Ayo, and so and I don't think he's going anywhere. I don't think there was. I think they save him just in case that Alonzo Ball injury, you know, because we still don't know reports that there's some concerns and stuff like that. But we get into that at another time. So next up we got Kobe White. I gave him a C- with a 50% chance of returning. You gave him a C- as well with a 30% chance of returning. Kobe White, man. Kobe White. Man, I was high on Kobe White his first 2 years. Then just this year is just like, man, like, bro, we really needed you. Like, it was an up and down year where we really needed him the most. We needed that shooter. We needed that bench player. And he went MIA probably 60% of the season. He had a few good games, but majority of these games, Kobe was nowhere to be found with that shot. And if his shot not falling down, he ain't playing no defense. So it's like, what else can you give me, bro? So
I gotta mimic you on that. First couple years, super high on Kobe White. I think I said it before one of our other videos that he was giving me CJ McCollum vibes in the beginning. I'm looking at him like as a guy that can, you know, at his highest ceiling, like if everything break great for this kid, he can be a CJ McCollum type, prolific, two guard, combo guard type of guy, can score it, can shoot it. You know, that's what I see in him, like, for years to come. But, you know, as you said, like, the guy, he's very inconsistent. And, you know, at the same time, I try not to be too hard on him, because I understand, okay, maybe it might take him a little bit long. Everybody don't grow at the same pace. So I just think that, you know, I still got high hopes for him. I think as a player, NBA player, he's going to be a really good player. Hopefully, I still view him as that. I just see him not being that guy on the Bulls because of where this team is headed. You know, the new management, new coaches came in, and they trying to take this team to the next level. And I think Kobe is the guy out, which is why I gave him a 30% chance of returning, because I think ultimately he's going to be one of the couple guys that's going to be on the out. And I think that there's no shade at Kobe. He's still a good player, but as we know in these leagues, that it takes good talent to get good talent. So, he might not be super high as he was on a lot of people's radar, but I'm pretty sure some teams out there that'll be willing to come off a nice, good piece for Kobe because they understand that if he can get under a different coach and a different system, they'll be more attentive to his style of play, the minutes he may need to develop. I gave him a C- for the same reasons. He's streaky. That's what he is. But I really wanted to see Kobe step up into the role, to that 6-man role, and own it. I think a lot of his better games was when either Zach or DeMar didn't play.
Yeah.
And I look for stuff like that. Like, okay, I know that if you get the shots, you're going to score more. I mean, any good scorer in the NBA going to score more if they get in the shot. Look at Terrence Ross. Look at some of these other like low-key guys. They get the shots, they're going to score. So I want to see how you fit when everybody's there. I want to, like Tyler Hero in Miami, when Jimmy, Lowry, Robinson, Adebayo out of there, what Hero come out there do? Score 27 points. He looked like he's the starter, but he comes off the bench. That's what I look for in Kobe. And I still got high hopes. I think he's going to still really be a really good player. He just going to need to get the minutes somewhere else to kind of get his confidence and get his game together. That's just my opinion.
I thought he a lot of times where I feel like it was made for him to succeed because they double teamed Zach DeMar and you had plenty of chances to knock down these open threes. It was given for you to just come out and just average literally probably like 15 points off the bench just off catch and shoots from double team and just like
Grayson Allen D you up 2 times back to back, dude, and Billy pulled him right after that too. Like, you got to get in that game and cook guys, man. Zach need Ellen. DeMar getting double team, as you said. You got to get in that game, man, locked in that I'm finna get us. We need points, and I'm finna get them right now. So
I think he's on this roster unless they get some a nice deal for him. But I think he on this roster come to start of next season. But he might be dealt by the trade deadline.
There you go.
So
that's why you was a little higher, 50%. Yeah. That's a good one.
they might be like, all right, cool. We give you all season to work out, and we'll see how you is coming back. If you improve, if not, then man, you out of here.
Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that happening.
And I feel like he was outplayed by Ayo and Javonte Green, to be honest. So but speaking of Javonte Green, let's get into Javonte Green. I gave him a B with a 75% chance of returning. I gave him a B plus with a 75% chance of returning. Man, he was amazing, man. Like, the only knock, I need you to get that jumper better, man. I need you to be a better 3-point shot maker because they gave him a lot of those 3-point shots, and majority of the times he put the ball on the floor and drove to the lane to try to make a play or go up for a shot. So I like him being aggressive, but still, I need you to knock down the open 3 because 3 is better than 2, especially in this league. And if you can get that 3, I think he averaged. He averaged 7.2 points per game. So if he would have got a 3, that could have been 10 points per game for Javonte Green.
Yeah,
just off if he was at least a 35% 3-point shooter.
Yeah, I totally agree. I actually think he started out the year pretty strong. It seemed like he was knocking them down with confidence early in the year, as the whole team was when they was playing great. But I'm with you there.
He shot 35% from the 3.
Yeah, he was a little bit about 35. It kind of in the playoffs, I think it clunkered though towards the end of the year, and then that's probably why it's still high. Because the beginning of the year he was knocking them down, but it kind of faded towards the end of the year. And like you said, it got to the point where he was turning them down, especially in the playoffs. But I'm right with you. Everything like for what Javonte Green is, an energy guy, hard-nosed defense guy. You're gonna go out there, go for the rebound, tip dunks, play with energy, play defense. For what he is, that's why I gave him a B plus. Yeah. He's basically like our version of Bruce Brown, what Bruce Brown is for the Nets. But the difference is what we seen in that Celtics series. Bruce Brown had a game where he hit like 6-7 threes because they was leaving him open. That's why I know I'm right with you right there when I want to see Javonte Green.
Bruce Brown was what, like 6'7"?
Yeah, Bruce Brown actually smaller. Him and Javonte may be around the same height. I think they both about 6'5", if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me. I think they both around the same height, about 6'5", 6'5"-ish. But that's another guy I like too. I like they both the same type of player. They're gonna guard. They don't do nothing great. They just do everything.
I'm thinking of Bruce Bowen, but
Bruce Bowen.
Bruce Brown 6'5", 202.
Yeah, Bruce Brown, exactly. So I think a guy like that is needed on this team, and he gets a B plus. I love one of the same reason I gave
same
Ayo
height, same weight.
There you go. Because Ayo a rookie, so he got the high grade. I didn't expect Javonte Green to start at power forward, do what he was doing. So he checked all the boxes off of me, except, like you said, just work on that jump shot, because you the guy they're going to leave open. If you out there, whoever you out there with, when teams are setting double teams and game planning, they're going to say, we want Javonte Green to beat us. So if he can get that jumper right, you absolutely right.
But I gave him a 75% because we kind of guard heavy. So it's like next season with a healthy team, I don't know, especially with Ayo. So you got Lonzo. I'd probably say Ayo backing up Lonzo, Zach Caruso, and then Javonte Green probably. But how will he get the minutes? Unless you slide him to the 3. I don't want to see him playing power forward.
I don't either.
But I can see him playing, like you said, the Bruce Brown role. Maybe that playing 3, backing up DeMar.
There you go.
I think he got enough size to at least slow down some of these wings in today's game, especially a lot of teams playing small ball. So I still think it's a spot on this team for Javonte Green.
With you.
I think every team needed Javonte Green, and I think he's on a cheap deal. I think he's still on the contract for us next season. So
yeah,
like I said,
$3 million or something like that.
Unless they need to add him into a deal, I think he come back on this team. Like this one of these guys you can't let go. Like if we can have his motor and Patrick Williams.
Yeah, there it is.
If I can have his motor and Kobe White.
Yeah, it works, and that's another reason why when Lonzo was healthy and was going, why they was kind of kicking everybody's ass, because you put Lonzo out there with Caruso, Patrick, and Javonte Green, and everybody moving. You know what I'm saying? It gets contagious, and I think we need another Javonte Green on this team. To be honest with you, I love to see another guy like him, but with some size. About 6'8", 6'9". Get a Javonte Green in a bigger body and keep Javonte, and we're going to be in for a good year.
Another guy I didn't even put on here because he didn't finish the year with us, but I really like Tyler Cook. I think Tyler Cook was great for this team, and I hope they're looking to bring him back next year. Well, next we got Derrick Jones Jr. It was hard for me to give him a grade because he was in and out. Billy Donovan rotation. I believe he played 51 games, 5.6 points per game. But I think he played real good. I think he would have had a better season, but I think he played out of position. To me, he's a 2 guard, 3 guard, but Billy had him playing backup 5, and that's not really his game. So I think if he would have played his number position, we probably got a better season from Derrick Jones Jr. But I like Derrick Jones Jr.
Yeah, I'm right with you there. I think he's to me kind of that Kobe, him and Kobe kind of in that same boat for me. I just think that he's another guy that's gonna probably be on the out because when you think about this roster got to make at least a couple changes because we got needs. So and I think that Derrick Jones, though he add the athleticism, he a lob threat. He can, knock down a 3 at times. I think that unfortunately he was on a $10 million deal, and I kind of wish we would have probably ended up with Larry Nance in that deal. As much as I do like Derrick Jones, but I just see Larry Nance as more of the guy we kind of needed because he's a little bit bigger and can play the 5. Since Billy wanted to play Derrick Jones at the 5. But I do like Derrick. I think, you put him out there with a point guard like Lonzo, he becomes that much more effective. But without Lonzo, I think his his game kind of like diminished, kind of like that Chris Paul effect. Like certain guys just play better with true point guards, and I think Derrick Jones, he turned into a straight up 3-point shooter, like a spot up shooter when Lonzo wasn't in the lineup. So I got 25% because I think it's a chance he can probably be back, but very, 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 very unlikely.
Yeah, and I think a lot of these guys not going to come be back just because they're not great shooters. Like Derrick Jones Jr. is a great defender, athletic, can like you said, loud threat, can cut to the basket, but he's just not a good 3-point shooter. So it's just like, all right, I already got Javonte Green coming back. He's not a great shooter. Derrick Jones Jr. not a great shooter, and we need shooters on this team. So it's just like somebody got to be the odd man now, and I think it would be Derrick Jones Jr. Next up is a guy that frustrated me so much, Tristan Thompson. We both gave him a D with a 1% chance of returning. Like, I don't know where to begin with Tristan Thompson. Like, people said tough guy. I don't think we got any toughness from him. The one time he did get tough, we was already getting a spank. And who was it? Was it? It was Serge. He got in the Serge face. I'm like, bro, the game over with.
Yeah.
Come on now, like he grabbed a couple offensive rebounds, but to me, I don't think he did anything, like spectacular. Like
where the soap and water, man. I ain't got no soap and water around me right now, but that's Tristan Thompson. I'm with you. I didn't initially like it, but I thought that okay, well at least he's a guy that's going to rebound the ball and be physical at least. What Biyombo was doing for Phoenix, that's what I kind of thought we was getting. But no, he that guy's washed. I think he had maybe 2 good games, and I think them was the 2 first games when he arrived in Chicago. He had like an 8-8 game, like he was grabbing nasty rebounds, and from that point on, like it didn't work out. And I know Billy tried to try him and Vooch in the lineup together. I heard a lot. I seen a lot of fans was kind of calling for that. I didn't like it from jump because I'm like, dude, Vooch ain't knocking down threes and Tristan can't score at all. Like, what room is you going to have for DeMar? So, but I understood it from the standpoint of, when he was going against Giannis and, just trying to get a look at it. So I cut Billy some leeway with that, just trying to see what it looked like. But I definitely preferred Tyler Cook over Tristan Thompson. It was like really no reason to have Tristan Thompson. Just bring Tyler Cook up and let that guy play.
Like, in that Milwaukee series, he paid us nothing. Like he really couldn't stop Giannis. Nobody can really stop Giannis, but man, he did not look good in that Milwaukee Bucks series. Like I would have been cool, like you said, with a Tyler Cook, maybe trying to slow down a Giannis. Like, man, Tristan Thompson. Like,
I'll be surprised to see him on any roster next year. I mean, that's me. I mean, you never know, but
I think he'd be on a roster, but I don't think he would get the minutes that he probably expect that he'd get.
That experience, just talk to the young guys.
Just that experience off back, he'd be like he said, that's probably one of the few good things he done for this team. Though he had that experience. The Milwaukee Bucks team, I really didn't see him as a fit against that team. Maybe could have fit against another team, but just Milwaukee with all that athleticism, Bobby Portis, Brook Lopez, Giannis, like they just had a bunch of long wings, and Tristan Thompson was just too goddamn slow. And then pairing him with Vooch, that's even too slower people trying to defend all these wings, and neither one is a shot blocker as well. Right. So it was all messed up.
Yeah, so that's good luck, Tristan. Good luck wherever you land.
He got what's the Kardashian name? So Chloe.
Chloe, yeah.
This next guy, to me, I thought he was gonna have a breakout year. I was really high on Trey Brown Jr. So I gave him a 10% of returning with a C minus. You gave him a D with a 30% chance of returning. I was really high on Trey Brown. I still think he can be a nice two-way player for a team. I just think he didn't really get he didn't make the best of his opportunities this year. So
Yeah, I'm right with you there. I kind of like I like his like what he can become. He had games where he knocked down threes. He had games where he had 9 and 10 rebounds. He had games where he played some pretty solid defense. You know, he just can't be consistent with. He hasn't been consistent with it. He haven't put it all together. And I didn't know until like maybe a couple months ago, maybe 2 months ago, that he was only like 23 years old. I thought Trey Brown had been around for a little minute. So I'm like, okay, he's a little younger, so maybe that plays a part. But you just said the key word, like make the best of your opportunities. I think he have opportunities, but you know he have to get in and he have to prove. He got to get in the gym this summer, work on his game. Yeah, because I can see him being a not like he seems like one of them players that won't be great at anything, but he can be good at everything. Like,
for sure.
Like he got a nice drive game. He hits threes at times. He's big enough, 6'7" to guard. So it's like if you can do all those things, just be real solid at them. You know what I mean? And I think he'll have a spot on somebody's team. I gave him 30% because I think it's probably unlikely he will be back. But you know, you gave him 10, a lot less than me. But I can see. If the Bulls do keep him, if the Bulls do choose to keep him, it'll probably be because they know they keep him for cheap and they need, you know, he a little bit more familiar, but he'll probably be at the back of the roster guy after they reload it.
But if I would like not saying he a better player than Derrick Jones Jr., but I can get Trey Brown Jr. for cheap, so I would choose Trey Brown over Derrick Jones Jr. Like I said, I still believe there's some untapped potential in him. Like I said, he didn't make the best of opportunities when he got in the game, but I still believe there's something there. Like you said, he can do a lot of good things. He can defend. He can knock down the three. He can cut to the basket. So I believe there's something still there. He's still a good player. So if given more opportunities, maybe he can probably get more out of him. But he was so on the back end, so he really didn't have the opportunity to go out there and
Take notes from Javonte Green, Troy.
Yeah.
You know, go in there, play hard, play with energy, and you'll take minutes.
For sure. Next up, we got Tony Bradley. We both agreed on this one, a D with a 1% chance of returning. But the most memorable thing about Tony Bradley is who was that? Steven Adams. That's the only thing I really remember about Tony Bradley.
When he tried to attack, what's that Ja Morant he was after?
Yeah.
And Steven Adams had to carry him back. Yeah, Tony, another young player, got some potential, but need to work on his body. You need to work on your body because I understand you're a bigger guy, but when I watch him, it's like he's still a little too slow, even when he guarding bigs. You know what I'm saying? And I remember it was a game when he was in Philly last year and he played us. He killed us, but probably where prompt AK to go get him. But for whatever reason, he haven't had not one game like that for us against nobody else. So
I don't think he never looked comfortable on the court. Like the times he was in the game, it's like he had butterfingers. Like he never expected to catch the ball. So when he did get the ball, he kind of like fumbled it. So it's just like, bro, just because you don't think you might get the ball, you never know. So you should be ready at all times. Like you say, he's still young, he still got potential, but I just think he just felt uncomfortable this year. He looked uncomfortable when he was on the court. I think he need to get better at his feet work. He did look kind of slow. But I really can't really say too much because I didn't see too much. When I did see him on the court, he looked uncomfortable. Yeah. Just like he looked like he wanted to just do everything right because he knew he was on the short leash. Yeah. If that makes sense, like
100% sense. 100% sense. I think that's go through a lot of players' head too. Sometimes the moment get to them. Maybe that was the case. sometimes it's the system. Sometimes players just don't fit. And sometimes they be in their own head. But I definitely think that he'll have another opportunity on somebody's team. But he definitely got to work on his body, work on his feet, as you said. And get himself ready to play. And I remember a couple of them games the ball was slipping out of his head. I'm like, come on, Tony, what you doing, man? It's your time.
But yeah, a guy like him needs to be like on a rebuilding team, so like they can make the mistakes he can learn from. I just think this Bulls team was, once they got high and this is like, all right, cool, like this team can really do something. Just like, all right, Tony Bradley, you go out there, play 5 minutes, just don't fuck up. Yeah. And a young guy, he's gonna fuck up. So he was kind of feel like he was on a short leash. Yeah. It's not the team for him. Maybe a young team that's rebuilding, similar to what I think of Trey Brown Jr. Those guys who can make mistakes and learn from mistakes. Like
I can see that most definitely.
Maybe we can even say Kobe White, because
that's another guy too. Yeah, I think he need to get his chance to make mistakes as well. You hitting him on the head. And a lot of people, and I see a lot of Bulls fans all the time ask why Billy don't play this guy or why this coach don't play this guy. And I always have to remind them, like, hey, you got to remember these guys practice. So the coach see him before we see him. So he got a vision in mind what he think the guy gonna give him before he put him out there, and that's what lead to his decision either not playing him or playing him. So. Trust me, if he garbage out there on the court and he ain't playing, that means he probably been garbage in practice. So you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and that's supposed to make you want to get better. Like we seen it with Jimmy Butler over the years. Tibbs gave Jimmy Butler a short leash. He had to earn it. And look what he turned into. Now, it ain't the case for everybody, but it works for a lot of players that way.
For sure. We got Matty Thomas. I couldn't really grade him because I didn't really see too much for, like, he's a great 3-point shooter. That's pretty much all I can really say about Matt Thomas. If I probably would change my percentage to maybe like a 70%, because I still believe this team do need shooting, but I don't expect them to get big minutes next year. I still believe he could be on this roster though. So I may change my percentage to maybe 50% chance of him returning next season, just because this team really do need some shooting, and he provide that.
Yeah, you kind of made me feel bad for giving him a grade too. I didn't see a lot. I have seen a couple games where he got in and lit it up. In a few of them games, we were winning. And he kind of actually like helped get I don't know if it was the Raptors. It was somebody we played with. He just came in knocking down shots, and I'm like, wow. And this one kind of tricky to me because we need shooting, and when it came down to the stretch when a lot of our guards was out, Billy didn't play him a lot, and I have to take my own thoughts, my own advice when I think about it, because I did question like why Billy won't give him a chance, but. Maybe he ain't been making shots in practice. I don't know. But
I at least thought maybe the last 10 games Billy was trying to, answer him just to see what he got in Matt Thomas. Because like you say, you never know. He could have came out against one of these Bucks team and just dropped 15 points off threes alone. Like when the times where guys wasn't making shots, I probably would have answered Matt Thomas and just to see what I can get. Like you never know.
Especially in the playoffs when they was doubling them on, giving wide open three. That's kind of like why I gave I've nodded Billy grade down. I know it's the playoffs and you tighten your rotation, but you see what the guys giving you. Just be like Eric Spo sometime, be like Money Williams sometime. Go to that 12th guy because he only on your roster because he can shoot anyway. Well, you ain't putting him out there to guard nobody. But
like if he in the game, they going like, oh, that's Matt Thomas. I'll let him have that. Let me hit 3 more, then I'll stick him. Exactly. That 3 more, the league cut down to about 5-point game. Now, all right, cool. Now,
the whole game.
Yeah, we ain't got a double team tomorrow. We got to watch out for Matt Thomas. So that could change. That just could change the game quick as hell. Just like that. So
that's how guys like Duncan Robinson made a name. They didn't just they didn't just show up and say I was a great shooter. They was actually in games, in big games, making those shots. So that was an opportunity I think that Matt Thomas should have had since we were getting our ass beat down every game anyway.
And then but every year they have at least about 2 to 3 guys that I never heard of, and they just come out and
Max Strus just out there lighting it up. They just paid Duncan Robinson like $100 million, and he ain't getting no time because Max Strus in there lighting them up. So,
like, bro, where did he come from? Like, we got some last 3 players to talk to. The 2-way players. We got Tyler Cook, Marko Simonovic, and Malcolm Hill. What's your thoughts on these guys? Like I said, I love Tyler Cook. So I hope he's back.
Yeah, I'm with you, Tyler Cook. I think that kid got potential. I hope the Bulls give him some run. Let's see what this kid got. I think he was the only guy on the roster that was the real power forward. Because to me, Patrick Williams is not a power forward. He's a small forward. To me, Tyler Cook is the real power forward. He's about 6'9". He's a rebounder, athletic. He can shoot a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what was going on there. I know Billy got his own philosophy of why he wasn't playing Cook a lot or why he wanted to play smaller. But same thing with, I think Marko, he seen a lot of them. But Summer League, I can tell he's a very skilled guy, but he needs to get stronger. So
that's my only part. We need to get some weight on him.
I think if we can get him into an NBA body, we'll see where he really is. So we can't really grade him. And Malcolm, they picked him up late in the season. I like his ability to turn into a 2-way player. I think he can defend a little bit. He's shown a little glimpse of that, and he's a streaky shooter as well. So when we talk about Max Strus from Miami Heat, Malcolm Hill can be a Max Strus type of player potentially. Sure. If they can get him right, that that the staff, that's the talent staff can get these guys right. But in order for these guys to be who we want they to be, they got to get minutes. The G League can only take them so far. But we know how it is as human beings. When you're in the NBA game and you making shots and you killing LeBron and you killing Kawhi and you stopping Trey Young, that make these guys believe that they can play on this level, and it gives them playing to their level. So if they handcuffing them to G League and to the bench, they would never be who we think they can be.
Yeah, I think Tyler Cook should get another look at for the Bulls. Like I said, I love Tyler Cook. I believe Marko will be back. I don't think Malcolm Hill will be back. My question to you is: Do you think Marko will get some playing time next season, or you think another year in the G League?
Because he's AK's pick, I think they give him a shot, and that's all I think based on what they do in free agency and in the trade market. I think if they end up power forward list, it'd probably be because they couldn't find a guy they thought was worth getting versus giving Marko minutes. So I think in my thinking is that's probably what's on AK mind. They're probably going to get a full summer, a full year now and a summer with Marko getting his body together, and they're going to look to bring him up. And unless they see something special, because I think he's going to play in the summer league again this year, unless they see something that much different from last year, they're probably looking to get another power forward. But I hope he turns into something, because then that's a guy that you don't have to pay at that position. They can get right, into the lineup and produce for you. Yeah. So that's a plus if it works out.
I think, like I said, I agree. I think he will be brought up. I think he probably be the third center on the depth chart. I think they might go out and get a center, but I do think they'll probably show Marko some love, some playing time next season, just because you got to see what you got in Marko as well, because you never know, you might hit just like we had Ayo. He might be the same, contribute right away. Because like I say, he got all the tools, just need to get some weight on him. Then I think he'll be fine.
Yeah. I agree with you there.
Any last thing before we get up out of here? I think we covered all the guys so far. Anything else you want to touch up on?
Oh man, I'm just hoping. I mean, we got about 2 months for free agent, 1.5 for free agency. I know the lottery tonight too, ain't it? So
no, I think it's tomorrow night.
Is it tomorrow night?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, I know it's coming up. So we're gonna see what the Bulls do, but I am very excited I've been on Facebook and my Bulls groups all day talking to guys, just expressing how excited I am for what the Bulls may do this summer. I know since the Suns got their butt whipped last night, it's a lot of conversation around Aiden. A trade maybe can happen. A lot of fans want him. Some fans don't. I'm on the fence. I'm just intrigued on. For me, free agency. The NBA free agency is just exciting as opening week to me because I just love all the player movement. Seeing teams getting better, especially the Bulls. A team I want to see, make a splash. And I'm on the fence. I know AK then he came out and said he wants continuity. He wants, some longevity within his course. So initially I'm expecting nothing crazy, but you never know. I think AK he give me the Joker vibes. Like he tell you one thing to lead you on, and then he pull the cat out the head and then say, "Yeah."
But yeah, I'm going into this offseason expecting some moves, but I would not be surprised if we get one big move. Like I think, since he got here, we had the Vooch trade, then we had the Lonzo Ball, then we had the DeMar DeRozan. So it's only right if we get another big move for the offseason.
Yeah, I don't think that you can, and I know they put a lot of like pressure on Lonzo Ball not being there as far as like why the season derailed. But I don't think that if you're AK, you can sit back and say, this team don't need a tweak in it because the way the season ended. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you can just say let's just run it back.
Yeah, no, you
know
some adjustments.
It's clear as day that we getting beat on the boards and we need shooting.
Yeah,
we can use a defensive blocker. So I don't think that, I think that if it's something out there, a splash to be made, I think AK is the guy that's going to go for it. I don't think he's going to hold back. But if major changes not made, I think it'll be because it wasn't nothing out there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure AK probably looking. I know it's rooms around Rudy Gobert. It was Aiden, as I mentioned. Ain't no telling who else on their board.
If Rudy Gobert on this team next season, I'm through.
So you're not on the Rudy Gobert. You're not pro Rudy. You're not pro Rudy.
If it wasn't for that contract, I'd be cool. But just that
is a nasty contract.
I just think we can find better for cheap. Like if one guy I will go after, that's Miles Turner. I think Miles Turner can give us the same thing Vooch got, but better defensive player. He can still stretch the floor and he can play defense.
And a lot cheaper. You hit it on the head. Hey man, we might have to. Hey AK man, I hope you watching, man.
And I don't think maybe we can package Kobe White, Derrick Jones Jr. that 18th pick, and then maybe you can still try to find a trade partner for if you want to get rid of Vooch. Let's say if we want to get rid of Vooch
after you got Turner. After we got Turner,
we acquire Turner, and then Vooch, where you want to go? Maybe I want to go to Dallas. Help out
Luka. That's a good fit for him too.
Maybe we can find a trade partner for Dallas. Maybe I give you Vooch, send me Spencer Dinwiddie, and throwing somebody to make the money work. Boom. Yeah. Now we got official 6-man in Spencer Dinwiddie.
Yeah. You replace Kobe with Spencer.
Yeah.
And I mean, I like that idea, man. If I have to turn on my 2K, man, we get over here. I like that idea. That's solid.
It's ways to go about it. When you compare Kobe White with Halliburton, I'm pretty sure they're gonna flip Malcolm Brogdon or Buddy Hield. Yeah. So it's ways we can make moves.
Yeah,
like, I don't think we're gonna have to send a lot just to get Miles Turner.
No, I think it probably a draft pick would do it for them in a Kobe. I think like you said, I think they're gonna look to rebuild. I don't think that they are trying to, I think they know they ain't going nowhere fast. So I think another guy that's gonna be looking to come off their books is the small forward. I forgot his name.
TJ Warren.
Yeah, TJ Warren. I think that'd probably be another guy they look to offload. So
we could. probably trade for him, come off the bench as the
Yeah,
backup wing. But it's a lot of moves we can really make. I'm really interested to see what AK do this
When you talk about
offseason.
shooting, yeah, them definitely some guys, you know.
I still remember he had that bubble stretch, TJ Warren.
Him and Jimmy was going at it. That was epic, right there. That was epic.
But
Yeah.
we finna get up out of here. Probably come back next week with some more. Follow me on Twitter at ChiCityMikeB, or you can follow the On the Go Twitter at OTG Shot Sports. Hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Spotify. Big O, I know you said you just got a Twitter.
Yeah.
Go ahead, get the people your Twitter account.
Yep. You all can follow me at the Big O64 on Twitter. You know, anytime y'all want to chat, you know, you want to convo about any of my opinions, you know. I love talking to Bulls fans, you know. Some of y'all crazy though. Y'all be coming too hard. But it's all love though, man. It's all fun. So y'all follow me at the Big O64 on Twitter. And we'll be back.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week with more content.
Make sure y'all give him a follow too, man. Man. Another episode in the books. Another fantastic episode. Yeah, man. Any last words before we jet up out of here?
Y'all be safe out there. It's warm. The city hot. A lot of craziness. Y'all be safe out there. And go Bulls.
Yeah, for sure. Go Bulls. Peace.